Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first Etecc Music and Band Podcast. In this very first episode, our guests, Gods of Eden, a heavy metal band from Australia that we have met at Rock am Ring. I believe it was in 2013. This episode will cover a lot of band stuff, and we will kind of spotlight Gods of Eden a little bit. As I said, it is a heavy metal band, so this episode will definitely evolve around metal quite a bit, but nonetheless, I think it is a good insight how bands from a totally different continent, if you're from Europe, for example, handle things and what they think about certain topics. We do cover band members and how switching out band members affect the band as a whole. We do ask the guys which countries they would love to go, which countries they would love to play as a metal band, what are the best countries for heavy metal. We're talking about the whole YouTube thing. Are bands really taking advantage of the tools they are given, taking into account that there is YouTube, Instagram, and a lot of other platforms than there were, let's say, a couple of years ago. Finally, we are also asking the guys where they usually play gigs, since Australia is a long way to go, and how they get them, and where they go to play some shows in different countries for them, and how the musical or heavy metal music scene in Australia is compared to, let's say, Germany or other countries they have visited. In the interview are the two guys from the band, Ian and Sean. If you would like to check their stuff out, it's on the usual platforms like Facebook, Soundcloud, and Bandcamp. So I think this should be enough for an intro. As general information, this podcast will in the future cover most of the music industry. We will invite different guests from all types of genres, so this one just happens to be metal, since it is the first one and that's where we know the most about. But we will definitely invite guests from all types of musical genres, and we'll bring to you insight from totally different types of personalities, different types of music, bands, singer-songwriters, maybe promoters, whatever you can imagine. So let us jump right into the podcast and enjoy. It's 11 a.m. We wanted to start at 9 a.m. our time. We just got done with all the sound check. So welcome to the first episode of the podcast here on the Etecc channel. We're joined here with the two beautiful dudes of my band. That is Souhaieb and Marc.
Hello.
Hello.
That is the lead and rhythm guitar of Etecc, and as you might not know, I'm the drummer. And we have sick guests from very far away, so it was quite hard to arrange all this shit, but in the end we figured it out. And so because there's a time difference of around 10 hours, I think 10 hours is to you guys, so we're joined with the Gods of Eden from Australia. It's
guys.
Ian and Sean. How are you guys doing?
Great. How you doing?
Pretty good. Good.
Well,
those guys have to pass over the mic because since it's the first episode we're doing, we just got to figure everything out. But I think it's gonna work okay. So yeah, basically, Gods of Eden, welcome. The first guests that we ever have.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right. Sorry.
Said you're no longer virgins.
No.
Timo, you can tell the story how you met them.
Right.
That would
So
be a cool
why
start.
is Gods? Yeah. I think that's a good story. Why is Gods of Eden here now? We went to Rock am Ring like 4 years ago, and somehow
I still watch that.
Yeah, and somehow we met Sean and friends because they were over in Germany with their band Sending Artax, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah.
Yeah. And we hung out and got drunk quite a lot, and
fell in
For
love.
3 days.
for 3 days.
Deeply in love.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think Captain Stebbin was there at one point, wasn't he? He's drinking all his
Who was it?
Captain Morgan's. It was Captain Stebbin, the guy who's drinking all the Captain Morgans for about 3 days straight.
Yeah, it was warm beer. Warm beer, I remember.
Yeah.
I was, but it was quite fun. I mean, why not? And yeah, we just talked a lot about music and bands, and yeah, so it was very random that we met you guys. Like another band, we were there as a band, and you guys were there partially, like almost all of the guys from Sending Artex. Is the band still around, Sending Artex?
Sorry, what was that?
Is the band still around?
No, not anymore.
Okay.
I still write stuff like for some sort of Sending Artex.
Yeah,
But most of my energy is put into Gods of Eden now and trying to keep up with these boys.
right.
I don't know
No.
if you've heard this shit, but
Yeah,
it's pretty
well,
crazy.
of course, man. We're journalists, man. Of course. No, we check. I actually listened some of the songs. We can jump right into it, I think. So why don't you guys, especially since most people won't know you, obviously, because we're Euro dudes. Australian bands are not so much known here, so why don't you guys introduce yourself a little bit? Favorite bands when you got together. I think Sean joined in later. Who did you kick out or whatever? Why don't you just tell us a little bit about Gods of Eden?
We've had a bit of a sort of stop and start backstory, man. So the band kicked off as a side project. Danny, our main songwriter, he sort of got bored with doing the stuff he was doing in the other bands and started writing he wanted to challenge himself, so he came up with the most ridiculous shit he could come up with. And then that was it. And the project he was in at the time sort of ended, and he decided, fuck it, let's see how far he can push this. And it was initially supposed to be like a studio project. And I ended up joining the band back in 2010, 2011, and by then it was like a full run of 5-piece. And we put out a EP back in 2012, which made a bit of a splash in Australia. Got us over to Germany. Like, we ended up playing Rudefest in Bertingen, which is awesome, and played
Right,
a
that's
show.
all right. Yeah.
Yeah, which was fucking very cool. That's what got us over there. But in the meantime, we lost a drummer. We lost our drummer, and we lost our other guitarist. And yeah, that's how we got Sean on board, because we knew Sean was keen, and we played with Sean up in Queensland, and we were really impressed by like his ability to play and the stuff he was coming up with Sending Artex. So we're like, fucking yeah, we're taking him. And yeah, then we did the album. We put a film clip out that got nominated for like the Berlin Music Video Awards, and so we went back over there for that. And
Crazy.
yeah. Now we're sort of just trying to kick up and do more. We just got back from playing a SummerSlam festival in the Philippines. It was just fucking awesome. That was really cool. So yeah, we're just sort of working on a new album now and trying to build and conquer the world.
As every band.
Gods of Eden.
So, what are you guys' influences? So, like, some people are lazy. Maybe they don't want to, instantly check it out. So, what do you sound like, and what are you guys' influences? Like most influential bands.
Well, as a fan of the band before I joined, I would probably say grab your top 5 sci-fi movie soundtracks,
Okay.
and then multiply it by 1 million. All right, it just basically just big soundscapes, big soundtracks. And the way Inez put it to me the other day is just, it's like a big story. It's a big journey for the listener to go on, and it ends up, and you end up with these crazy ass songs that you spend a year learning. All right,
you know, I get all the hard parts, then he gets all the easy parts. But, yeah, no, for me, as like a I was a fan before I joined the band. It's just like it's like a big epic RPG game for me, really.
All right, okay.
Yeah, cool.
I'll pass it over to Ian.
Yeah, it's cool. Like Tom was saying, most of the influences for the band are like sci-fi stuff. Like Danny actually incorporates sci-fi soundtracks, and he's kind of the way he writes the stuff is he's trying to sort of create a visual sort of movement in people, in the listener. So, for example, Overseer, the first song in our first album, that's actually written based on 2001 Space Odyssey.
Okay.
Yeah, so you know how it's got the multiple stages. So the way Danny sort of did it is he wanted to sort of invoke that kind of sort of epic astral traveling sort of thing. So, yeah. And as for bands, like, we all got like a big range of influences, man. Like
yeah,
Mike, yeah.
I saw some of those bands. So basically, it's what I listened to, and I think it was pretty epic and like huge, basically.
Yeah,
like a wall of different sounds. So not
very technical.
Definitely. Exactly, yeah, very technical, and not like a classic metal you would imagine. Not classic heavy metal, but I actually found like some songs sound like was it Veil of Maya, or what is it called?
Yeah. Veil of Maya and Born of Osiris. They played a big influence for Danny in the starting out stages.
Right.
So yeah, and Animals as Leaders. That kind of stuff, the genty techie stuff there.
Yeah.
So,
sounds good. Well, okay, so you got one album out at the moment?
Yeah, we got an album out, and we're working on a second one now. So,
all right.
First one we put out, and it's available online, like, you know, sort of Skype. Well, not Skype. We're using
Skype.
Yeah, it's on Skype.
We talked about Skype, man.
No. What is it? Fucking. You know, pay us money or do it naked or something.
So basically, like,
it's like SoundCloud and
regular places. You know, I saw you're on Bandcamp.
Yeah, we're on Bandcamp. Like everywhere that we can, like iTunes and all that kind of shit. You know, like
that's good. So people can buy your shit there. Go buy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Bandcamp is primarily where we're selling our stuff through at the moment.
That's interesting. For example, we aren't really on that, but I heard from other bands as well. Bandcamp has been used a bit. Well, let's talk about because Australia is such a like faraway place from any continent, really. You guys said you just played a festival in the Philippines. Like, where do you guys play? It's along the coast in Australia and in clubs probably. And where do you guys go? Is the only place you can really go is the Philippines, or?
It's probably more effective for us to hit Southeast Asia than really to tour around Australia. I mean, yeah. It's well, Ian was just saying it's cheaper to get to Japan than it is for us to get to Western Australia. And then,
oh shit.
It's like, it's fucking stupid. You play along the East Coast and then in a limited amount of venues,
right?
And then that's your work done for about 3 to 6 months before you even bother going back there, right?
Yeah, so exactly.
You might as well go play around in Southeast Asia and go and enjoy their wine and woman.
It's interesting though, because like when I was planning the tour for us with Riz, which never happened because reasons we get into later. But it was like down the coast, and then, but I mean, it was a good route. It was like 13 stops we had planned, but that's it then.
I think, and I mean, too, like Australia being such an expensive country, you got to weigh it up, like, you know, and then whether you know, the Australian crowd is as invested in music as the Asians and the Europeans are.
They are not.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're near, man. I wouldn't say they're anywhere close to I think like the Philippines was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about the scene in Australia. It's one of the first topics here. I mean, you would say they aren't as crazy about it. I mean, I always have the feeling that like each country always says that about their own scene.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah. Oh, it's the way I see it. I think like Australians are such prog snobs, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they're just. I think they're just.
They need the most technical shit, or they don't.
They just get too much, perhaps.
They get too much.
Yeah. I think yeah, like you go to. The word gets out in Asia that a foreign band's coming over. These kids jump all over it, eh?
Sounds good. Maybe we should go there once.
Yeah, we should.
Shit, man.
But
yeah, well,
I think I highly recommend the Philippines, guys.
Yeah, you can probably compare the Philippines with South America also. It's like I heard some crazy stories about Mexico or South America in general, that they're crazy about metal, and they go to every gig they get there.
Yeah,
what a dream, man.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. Like I think it's like one of those things where it's the grass is greener kind of deal, because you're used to the environment here, and you sort of everyone sort of gets entrenched in the regular sort of patterns. When then you go overseas, it's all new shit. So it's like, fucking wow, look at this.
Yeah, that's what I thought a little bit. But I can also imagine that Australia is kind of a limited place to play.
Yeah, it's limited in. We've got like 5-6 main cities that we can play, and they're all spread out like big distances. You can. There's a lot of towns, small towns and country towns that you can play that are good. And
Wagga Wagga.
Yeah, it was great. We had one of the best gigs we played was in the country town. That was that was great fun. Yeah, it was a Pantera cover show. It was called Dime Day, and it was like they celebrate the death of Dimebag Darrell sort of thing.
Right.
And it was great fun. Everyone was just sort of standing on tables, and it was awesome. So, Sydney's all right. Yeah, the scene in Australia is good in different cities. The problem is, I think the way. There's really not much interest in venues putting on music in Sydney. There's only a limited amount of venues that do that. Most pubs and clubs will actually they make most of their money from gambling and shit like that. So
okay,
they'll focus on that, and they'll put like poker machine and all that kind of shit everywhere. And over the last 10 years, there's just been like a lot of venues that were specifically music venues just shutting down.
Okay. Well, it sucks.
Sucks, but is what it is, man. I don't see it bad. That's a bad thing. I think it's good in a way that it kind of creates, it makes difficult conditions make for fucking good, solid, strong projects. Like there's some really fucking good in Australia, and I think yeah, it's like natural selection. It takes out the people who are just fucking around, and it makes everybody who has a passion for it. They kind of find each other, and you get some really good bands out of it. So I think that way it's good, and that's why there's some good bands coming out of Australia at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah, for us it's a little bit different. I mean, we can just go left and right to other countries.
We have a lot of countries around us.
I mean, we've been to a couple of them. I would also say if you have a foreign band, it's something more interesting for them. But if you go to Japan from Europe or Australia, I think for them it's really cool. I mean, if you're in Europe and you have like a Japanese band coming over, it's you're more likely to check it out and give it a try. Obviously.
Yes.
Okay, so scene, sounds interesting. So you guys go overseas and check out the Philippines and Japan. That's pretty interesting. I think a lot of bands would love to check that out.
We'd like that's it, man. Like, I mean, this is just what we want to do. We want to hit the, we want to get out and travel. Like, I love traveling personally, so if we can travel and play shows, man, that's
exactly.
That's great. Yeah.
So that's our plan. Like, we don't want to be sort of a band from Australia. We want to be a band from the world. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Like every band, I suppose. Everyone's got those ambitions to sort of.
They should have them. They should have them, at least. Sure. But talking about ambitions, maybe let's go on to the band member thing that I wanna discuss, and I think this is something that might be very interesting to quite a lot of other bands that might be listening to this or watching this. You switched out some people, and now it hit us as well, or in the past it hit us. So we kind of switched out singer, and we need a new one right now. And we now realize how hard it actually is to find a singer. It's not like we didn't know before we made the decision, but at the same time, it's really hard to find a new person that fits in.
Yeah.
And like he's, the person is not even here yet. So we want to talk about like band members and how like switches affect the band and how that affects progress in a way also. Maybe because as I said, we realized that we've been looking for a year now, and a couple of people are good. They are not too bad, and then you talk to them, and then they have some shit going on in real life again. They can't, and then they drop out, and some dudes just stop responding. But they were like very.
We know your pain.
Yeah, they were like very keen on going, but then it never happens, and all that shit. And then imagine they come into the band, and then you realize, okay, he has he's like this, or when he's very picky about this, or he's an asshole when it comes to this, and you didn't even explore that yet when he fits musically. So
we know your pain. I think when I go back from Germany with sending Artex, I jumped ship, and that was a pretty quick process. But Gods of Eden were just in the process of finding a new drummer, and I think that took like 12 months. Yeah, at the very least. So during that whole time, I was
really
in Darwin.
Surprising for your kind of music, right? It's hard to find new drummers all the time.
You see the guitar pros, and then you just like you see the sheet music and everything, and you're just like, man, this is gonna be a mission to find this guy, right? And then when while we were looking for him, I was working in Darwin, about 4,000 kilometers away from Sydney, just waiting for things to pick up. And I think it took like well over 12 months to actually. It was that was 2013. We didn't really start gigging until 2015. So technically, it's still a very young band. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So and that momentum, man, that loss of momentum's deadly, eh?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to say. Like, of course you lose time, and it doesn't matter if in the end it is better for the band and the people are. It turns out to be like the perfect fit. Then it's good, but you still lose time, and then imagine if the person doesn't fit in.
Yeah, I still think it's crazy how fast time goes by if you can't play shows and all that stuff. I still remember when we decided to let our singer go, that a couple of days after that we were like, all right, now we're going to find a new singer and we are going to put all of our energy into it. And I was almost 1.5 years later, and we don't have one. It's like fucking, I don't know, it's just crazy how fast it goes. Man.
Yeah. And it's real disheartening too, man. You sort of is it ever going to work out? And because you put a lot of heart and soul in what you do, just to have it sort of sit there. We had the album recorded and ready to go, and we just had it sitting on a fucking shelf for 18 months looking for someone who could support the
Same
release.
here, man. We know that problem. Like we have all these great ideas and it's awesome. And should this be verse or should this be the chorus? It could be anything. We don't know. We need lyrics on it. so we have like all the riffs set. Yeah, this sounds good together. But how long? 4 times or 2 times? And it depends on the lyrics really, or on the vocals. We don't know. It could be anything. Anything. So what I want to say is, what do I want to say? I saw that in a lot of other bands that I had to do with when like we booked our shows and all, and then do you guys want to play? Yeah, we're not the singer, or we don't have a guitarist, and well, damn man, these guys switching like, or I would see like 3 people going in and out of bands over a year. I think, what the fuck are those guys doing? Like, and now I can understand that a little bit better, and like how shit that is, the situation for a band, and why they never get like further. They can't make the next step because they're always basically replacing, and then you have to tell everyone how it works.
Actually, we in the beginning got really lucky. We were looking for a bassist and a vocalist, and we posted it on like a local online board or something. Like 2 people texted us or called us, and one of them was the guy who could play drums, bass, and could sing. It's like we couldn't even play one real song back then. I couldn't even play like Creeping Death or whatever, and we found that dude who could do all of that stuff. So I think we didn't really realize how. I mean, it sounds kind of cheesy, but how lucky we got, like starting out without actually being able to do anything really.
Right.
So, weird. Yeah. Weird.
Oh well.
But at the end, we've learned that sometimes you have to do the step and think about switching someone out, right?
Yeah, I mean, like sometimes because we had first up, we had a few things with because the music was so technical. When we first went out, it was hard to like it was hard to keep up with it kind of thing. So like we our first drummer we had to let go because it was just not working out, unfortunately. But after that, it's just been like our second drummer, he left to actually go to university and become a doctor. So he's like one of the best drummers in Australia, and he's going, oh fuck it, I'm gonna go do medicine. So
going to be a pretty fast doctor then, I guess.
He's like blasted on spleens and shit.
Right.
But like I think with you guys, it'd be difficult for you guys as well, because like a singer is such it is like forms the sound of the band so much. You know?
Yeah, they're like 300 guitarists and drummers, and everyone can play bass, kind of. And you can't find someone who can actually sing and not just scream, and I don't know. It's really shitty. So
yeah,
it is. So a good advice would be, try to get along with the people that you have, but don't start a band first of all.
If you want to have money, if you want
to have a decent life, don't start a band.
Get a real job and decent pants.
2 pairs of pants, not one. There was like, I just wanted to get into the band member thing, because I think that's something that all bands experience at some point. You have to switch someone. I remember Bloodwork, the band I'm wearing the shirt at the moment. We had a great time touring with them, and we saw them when we started out. They were just like, really just a little bit hyped in Germany, and they had to let their singer go, and they got a new one, and it was fine, but they never really recovered, kind of, and it feels really bad because they're fucking good, like technical, and the songs are great, and it's just a shame, because that kind of I think that kind of dragged it down. Maybe I don't know. It's just my
it does, man. It kills the momentum, and like I said, it's disheartening. So like it's the fear of losing a member is going to be there again, because the impact it has on the band. So you're like, fuck, what happens if this guy decides, no, that's not for me, and then like, what the fuck do we do then? You know, let's go back to the process. And, and then let's wait all that time. So it's pretty shit, but it's better than like just ending it there too, because it's kind of like
all the time not wasted, invested or wasted. You know, you don't want to give that up either.
Exactly.
But, I just thought that would be interesting, maybe. Let's talk about something maybe more positive. How about so okay, I wanted to ask, like, which countries would you love to go, or what do you think are the best metal countries? Obviously, that's very subjective. You said Japan is pretty sick. How did you like Germany? Was it good?
Germany's awesome.
Hey, I wanted to ask that as well. Why did you come to Germany back then? Like, is there the main reason, is Germany like known to be a good place to play metal in, or just what was the reason?
Well, there's everyone. We got the offer, so we're like, fuck yeah, we're gonna play Europe, man. Like any inroad into Europe, because that's like metal, you know, like the whole fucking. Right. You guys have all the festivals and like there's just like an overabundance, especially in Germany with like the open air festivals. So if like, you know, the crowds are fucking awesome, everyone's awesome. Like you go to other metal festivals in the world, and it's like, well, there's contingents of Germans rocking up to that. Like I went to 70,000 Tons of Metal at the start of the year, and there's like, like just crowds of Germans like hanging around. It's fucking awesome, man. Like you guys have the metal. And like I love Berlin. I'd love to move there. Like, so we kind of, like, a lot of stuff was contingent on if we can go there, if we can pull it off, then, you know, we know that everybody in the band's got some. It's gonna happen. Like, we can do it. You know, it's no easy fucking feat. One, getting a gig on the other side of the world, and two, getting the band over there to actually fucking play it. You know, like we were actually supposed to have 30 shows. Like, we were dealing with a guy there. All right. So we're dealing with a guy over there who's like promoting us. He said he was going to promote us, and we were actually supposed to do a run of 30 shows, but they never actually got set in stone, unfortunately. So we didn't find out until 2 weeks from heading out there that the 30 shows were only going to be 2. So,
fuck it.
See, that's what I was thinking. Like when we're back and ready to go, I offered that to Sean earlier, but we should just team up for that, I guess, and make it happen again. But yeah, that's something different.
We can hit Rock and Ring again, I think.
All right, let's do it.
That was pretty brutal. Like, I think that's why Sending Artax sort of broke up after that one. It was pretty demoralizing. And then when I saw the Gods of Eden party still holding together, I sort of was like, you know, I need to be around that sort of backbone, you know.
Okay, you think the whole thing broke up because
it's just the whole
heavy, or
it's just pretty heavy on a couple of guys. Fair enough too. And then I sort of looked over at Team Gods of Eden, and I was like, Team Gods of Eden seems to be holding on for a right, eh? They need to get the first. And decided to jump, you know, hit the boys up and see how it went, and it worked out all right, eh?
Right, eh?
Alrighty.
Right, eh?
Alrighty.
All right, then let's
makes sense.
I mean, okay, so for you guys, like, Europe is the center. It makes sense in a way. We don't really realize that, I guess, being from Germany. You know, but you also have to see that there's a lot of competition amongst bands here.
That's right. Competition's healthy, man. Like, I think you guys don't see it because, like, for you it's natural to go, oh, what are we doing this weekend? Fuck it, I'm going to France. You know, like, just get in the car. I'm going to drive to fucking Paris. Yeah, to take the girlfriend out for the weekend. Like, for us, it's like, where do you want to go? Let's go to Vaughan. That's it. You know, like,
where are you going to go? To the beach? All right.
Yeah. We go to the beach. Fucking beach, man.
Can you bring a
look
beer?
at some trees? I mean,
Yeah,
so that's it. Like,
$100.
Yeah, that's it. Like, oh, I'd like a schooner of piss, please. You know? $15. Yeah, thanks.
Oh.
You know.
Yeah. So you said something about moving. You would like to move to Berlin, and
for me, yeah, that's my ultimate goal. Like, I love it over there, and I think the thing that I like is, like I was saying, the opportunity that's presented. So, like, as a band, you can make a decent run of, like, continually, if you can set it out right, just travel around and play shows, and you got all the festivals and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, true.
You guys have that opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
Like, we're kind of limited here in Australia.
Well, you can still go to the beach.
It's funny because we also are looking to move to Berlin because it's just such a good place, really. I mean, just the atmosphere of the city.
Yeah,
it'd probably be something interesting for you as well. Yeah.
Also for us, it's like we move as a band. It's a huge point, I think, because it shows like how much we want all of this.
Of course, yeah. And you're like sticking together, and you've got each other to back each other up. You know, which is awesome.
Yeah, and if you can pull it off, to move from, I don't know, Australia to Berlin, it's just crazy, and it shows how much the band is together. It's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I think in general, doing things together as a band is a good idea.
Definitely. I mean, like, I want to move to Berlin, and Danny wants to move to the Philippines.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, it's cool, but, you know, like, I think either way, like, the plans there, the ideas moving forward are there. Like, we're just trying to drive ourselves to, you know, bigger things, and we've setting targets in the distance of what we want to achieve, and I think that's important too. You know, it's like you need to have a fair understanding of what you want to do.
Yeah,
with everything, so you know you can kind of shoot towards that.
That was one of my questions that I wrote down. It's do you have a master plan?
Yeah, we do. we
Tell
do.
us.
Yeah, it's a good point. Why don't you go into Souhaieb?
I think a master plan is very important, like you said, and people don't think ahead sometimes, and this shows if someone is serious or not about being a musician. So yeah, like our master plan is like I think at the beginning we had a master plan, like we want to play there, we want to play huge shows wherever. It was unrealistic, but then we had a plan like okay, we will do one album, and with these steps you get closer to where you want to be. So it would be interesting if you could tell us what is your master plan.
I want to be living in Germany.
Where?
Out in the country, in Germany somewhere.
Ah, okay.
Out in the country with a wolf pack and all the guitars that I could possibly get my hands on. That is my ultimate goal.
Wow.
I'm gonna have a car on a mountain with naked maids feeding me fucking
nice.
Sounds realistic.
That's just gonna happen.
Yeah, so we're coming for your beer, we're coming for your woman.
Oh,
okay.
We're coming for your guitars.
Dang.
Oh no.
Yeah, boy.
So you're gonna have little godlets of Eden running around Germany.
Are they brown like you then?
Brown, big lips, got it all. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I'm glad we talked about it.
Okay, thanks. Take care. That's your master plan. Awesome.
Yeah, but that's our personal master plan. The band, the band's master plan. We've like it, but it's like a 5-album thing, and we're not really talking about it too much, just because we don't want to give other people the idea that they can, you know, they can do it themselves. But it's going to fit in with the whole.
You don't have to tell secrets.
That's it. We got a secret master plan that takes over the world. It's like Dr. Evil. God's like a council of like American. like Metalocalypse. They're fucking like, they're doing it again. Yeah, I don't know.
I'll give you a bit of a hint. It involves, I guess, it is a movie thing. But that's as far as we're going to go.
I was just thinking, are you guys doing anything else together besides the band? Like other projects or whatever you want to call it, business or something else?
Yeah. Well, we started off, like for the band, we started off like an enterprise thing. So to help fund the band, we're looking into a couple of different avenues of to raise revenue to help us sort of support the project while we're out and about. We're also, Sean's been working on this this thing called Sentient. It's a TV show that like is a sci-fi TV show. That we're doing some of the music for that. So done the and sort of doing some scoring for that. I think Danny's looking to you're looking to get into some gaming, like game music and game scoring and shit like that. So
game musical.
Cool.
Gay scoring.
Why not?
Well, we gotta go to Germany.
Exactly. You should go to Sweden then. Aye. All right, no.
Start a war. He's like, call that war. No, that's funny. Yeah, man. So we got a few things we're looking at. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Right.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
Because we're also like doing this kind of sort of business together that we're trying to do something else also together because we have like this group of people that works and we thought why not put it onto a business as well and try out there. But it's just very interesting if people do something or if they just get together to rehearse 2 times a month and
yeah, I think it's a smart way to be. Coming from the Philippines, we had a good chance to hang out with a couple of bands over there. Like they called the Three Kings. So they're like 3 different bands, and they kind of the way they run things is they got like clothing companies they sell like they're just the band they do the band stuff, but they also like make and sell like their own sort of clothing label to everybody through it. Like it's associated with the band, and like it's just this extra kicker they've got sort of going on. I think it's actually a pretty intelligent way to do it, just because if the music industry isn't going to support itself or support the bands, then the bands, if they're smart, can find a way to support themselves and still do the whole music thing, man. Like it's just challenge sort of breeds options for creativity, and I think like the people who can work around,
Yeah, that's the way to go if you want to be successful.
Yeah, well, there's options with everything.
I would agree. I think what is really happening is that the more you do yourself, and the less the less dependent you are on anyone, the better. Yeah. Because if you're honest, then no one really supports any smaller bands, really. I mean, yeah, cool, you can get signed to whatever, Metal Blade, but that's very rare, or some other type of label. But I think nowadays bands also have the ability to do more themselves, kind of, you can run your own clothing business or whatever, sell your own merch, get together with a couple of bands. You don't have to be, you don't have to collect royalties in some organization. You can do that yourself, so make it royalty free, and just hand out your music for free, or you can sell your music for in your own shop or whatever. Like we do that. We have a shop, but we also give it away for free. So it's more like you can buy the album here and our merch, basically. Yeah. And which leads to the next topic, I think. What we wanted to talk about is YouTube. YouTube. Yeah, because if you look at YouTube and you use it a little bit, you can see that there's a lot of a lot of content, but we felt that a lot of bands haven't really discovered what a huge opportunity this is yet. And why is that? Like, because we are looking to push the YouTube channel also with this, obviously, but we've been around for quite a while now, not the longest time, but we know a thing or two. We've been touring a little bit. We have played on shit stages and on really good stages. We've had no catering. We've had a lot of catering. We've had good time, blah blah. And why not share that and talk about it a little bit, and also portray what we're doing with the band in the background, with like vlogging and all that, or Souhaieb is doing the challenges for guitar playing and all that. And we feel like a lot of bands haven't really picked up on that yet. They upload their music video, and that's it. That's their channel.
Yeah, that's a fair point, man. It's something we could do more of too.
Yeah.
We're pretty shit. We're real fucking shit at social media.
I saw that you put on some videos on Facebook, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
On Facebook.
Yeah. And then that's all stuff that people from the Philippines sent to us or shared.
Yeah.
Like that's something we could definitely work on. And it's
You should.
Coming up with the content and doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know what you guys are seeing. Like YouTube's sort of taken over a fair bit of the what do you say, like the audience of social media now. Eh? Like there's a lot more engagement on YouTube than I think musicians think.
Yeah,
I think they think it's all on Instagram or Facebook, but then if you take a closer look at YouTube, it pretty much is a Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, we just talked about it in the morning. It's YouTube is bigger than Facebook in terms of unique visitors, daily visitors. So it's a huge thing. And we saw that also. Like our channel, I think we have it like since 2010, and the first years we put like just our music and few videos, like 1 or 2. We tried out some vlog type, but it didn't really work. And now we're doing it since, I don't know, half a year or something like that. And it kind of works, and it's a lot of fun to put out your content in a video form.
It's funny, like those really technical, flashy guitar videos I put up on there.
Yeah,
that took a bit of a push to even get like a few thousand views. But then a friend of ours goes and puts a video up of him just pressing a couple of keys on a keyboard, literally just fucking around, and it's like 3,000 in his first week, and then just exponentially he's been growing.
Yes.
But that's
it seems to be the more genuine stuff, right? Rather than you trying to show off your band, like the music and.
No, it's not about like showing off your band or making a video. Hey, we are this band, and here's our music video, and etc. It's more like, you're doing all this shit anyway, so why not basically show it and show what you're doing? We talked about like secrets, but to be honest, there's not so many secrets really.
Not really.
I think, and it doesn't matter, like, because like if you do something, like 95% of the people watching it can't do it anyway, because
or don't want to,
or won't get there anyway, because but they can maybe get an inspiration, and you can not really show off your band, but you can show people that your band is active, even if you're not playing a gig, because otherwise the only contact really with the audience is at a gig, which is rather rare, I'd say, nowadays. And if they go at all, and if they can't go, or you're from Australia and someone likes you in Europe, they can at least like have a connection to you. You release a video every week or so, and they know you're alive, and they get a deeper connection to you.
That's a good point. Yeah, and then it does give you the opportunity to create some really like genuine videos to keep that connection with your fans one way or another, right?
Yeah. Like to just establish one first of all, because I think it's so funny that so many bands really complain about sales and people don't want to buy stuff and all that. If you like look at it, most bands only put out like a couple of songs per year or whatever, and that's it. And then they expect other people to just buy it without any like other connection between them. And with these kind of videos, you can actually like establish it. I was just thinking about how interesting it would have been to see you guys go into the Philippines, for example, like have 1 or 2 videos and see what the journey was like and all that stuff. If,
well, next time we go over, we'll try to behave so we can put it up on YouTube.
I got a couple of scars from it. I think.
All right.
Danny's got, it was great, man.
See, it would have been interesting.
Yeah,
and like this way, people.
Well, we can't let our mums see that shit, man. Come on.
Well,
she follows everything I do.
My mom does
but
too.
You bring up a really good point.
It's like just one more thing. I'm done here in a minute, second. Yeah. It's like we are having a really good talk right now, and everyone else like before that hasn't like seen that you are actually like fun guys and like easy to talk to and all that stuff. And with videos, it's a pretty good option to just show that to other people, because a lot of bands or people aren't funny or nice.
Yeah, you fucking nailed it. Like since I've been doing PT for like the last year, and that's taught me a really valuable lesson, is that like your technicality and all your knowledge and your awesome guitar playing doesn't mean shit. The audience is buying you; they're investing in you.
Yes.
As opposed to simply just flashy overseer song and all the shredding and Ian's crazy highs and stuff, right? That's you. They're connecting to.
Yeah. Right, because there's I don't know, there's so many bands that can also do that, and we talked about yesterday. Of course, like if you have a crazy sick technical band and you reach the right people, then that's definitely good, and you have to have a certain level. But in the end, it's the music that counts. But I think nowadays, if you don't have like a big machine behind you that just promotes the song, okay, you have like 1 million people waiting for the new album you put out. That's not really the challenge. That's easy if you have someone waiting for it. But if you also make the music that, I don't know, let's say Animals as Leaders are doing, and you're kind of the same level or close to it, and people would like it, but why would they look at you necessarily? Maybe because they have like a deeper connection, and then it's really deep, then they can see what you're doing.
Yeah, no, it's a valid point, man.
I mean, it would probably be really interesting for other bands, just like assuming you would move to Berlin with the whole band or whatever it is. I mean, how badass is that? Like I said before, it's like really just actually showing your, I don't know, attitude or whatever it is, how serious you are, and other people can watch it. Like, it's hard to do because we try to put out like a video like once a week or something, and sometimes not a lot is happening. So you end up just showing stuff that might not be that interesting in 1 week and all that. So it's kind of hard to figure out what the content should look like to keep people engaged or make them.
Yeah, it's a huge challenge to do all of the YouTube stuff, and a constant battle also, because you sometimes feel like this is not worth to share. But at the end, it is worth, and
long term it is.
Yeah, and
I think it's good.
Yeah,
I think it's good too, because like people would think that these guys, they're like, because they're so technical, they're probably fucking their heads right up their ass, and they like think that shit doesn't stink, and they walk around like, oh man.
I remember talking to Sean about his guitar playing, because first time we met in the rehearsal room, I think we played together, and he was really good and crazy good.
I'll be right back.
And I remember that I was like, damn, why doesn't he show off more? Why doesn't he share more about how he came to this point? Like, I know that he exercises a lot, and that's interesting for every guitarist that wants to achieve the same level. Stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Like the whole what do you call it?
The whole process.
Yeah, there is, and that I think it comes from the whole athletic background. Yeah. To be honest, yeah, like finding a problem, exercise the shit out of it until it's right, and then hopefully you rock up the band practice and everyone's happy. Yeah. Because Danny throws you some pretty important guitar parts, So no, yeah, that comes from definitely like my time playing rugby and all that stuff in sports and
yeah. See, and exactly what's happening right now is what could be interesting for other people, I guess. It's like, all right, you're playing guitar and you used to play rugby, and that's why you use certain like techniques or whatever to approach issues with your guitar playing. You know, that's cool. It's like another part for people to, I don't know, just connect
to learn also.
It's the exact same concept.
Value.
Yeah, it's the exact same concept. Like a musician and an athlete, to me, are the exact same thing.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
You know, you find your problem and you hone in and zone in on it, and then you exercise it so the problem's no more, and then you put it into context, right?
Yeah.
And just be careful you don't turn into a robot. You know, no, yeah, it's I think that's a concept I haven't really heard all that much from any sort of musician. They're usually off in Rainbow Land.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
playing from the heart, man.
Huh? Gay? Well, yeah.
You have to think smart also nowadays. Like you said it, you have to solve problems, and the current problem is everyone can pick up a guitar. It's nothing really hard, and everyone can get a band really quick and just for fun to
record
play.
at home and upload it, and
it's like nothing really.
That's actually what surprised me when I first met you guys back in 2013 was how tactical you were about everything. As sending artacks, we were sort of just like, fuck it, let's get in there and just kick doors down and see what happens. It was very brutish sort of approach.
But you also need this approach.
Kiwi approach.
Like you gotta combine those approaches. Like you still have, you should have this whatever, let's fucking do it approach, but also think about what do I want and how can I solve the problems.
I think
a lot of bands don't think.
I think it's also probably kind of a German thing, that we plan everything, and I think sometimes that we also plan a little bit too much, could be, or we overthink a lot. We wanted to start making more videos like very early, and you gotta look at it this way. We played.
But my video needs to be 4 minutes long.
Exactly.
Something like that. Or it's not good enough.
Because look, we in the end, we played 150 live shows.
Yeah.
And we didn't tape any of this almost. We taped the 70,000 Tons of Metal show, but not the show, but kind of like the way there from what people taped, and we just put it together. But it wasn't, we could have made so much out of this, like a trip to Miami and play on the cruise. And we
and that's
one, and then all the other. That's just one. That's like, one gig, and then all the other 150 shows. It was like Switzerland. It was I don't know, Sweden, Stockholm, all this shit, and we didn't tape any of that.
And it would be interesting for
and it's such a waste.
Yeah, for new musicians to see how we got there. And
well, you remember when you were young musicians, right? And you wanted to see how your favorite band did everything, right?
Yes.
And then what it was like to be them, and then. You know who does it really good is Kiko from Megadeth, the lead guitarist. He documents a lot of the days.
I saw that.
Yeah, he goes all right with that. But I think it's too easy to get caught up in the day in the Philippines, like 3 days of just hustling.
It is.
Hustling about.
It is,
Because then you don't. We should tape this, but you don't want it's just not, and get on with it. And do this and that.
Yeah, and you don't want your phone battery to die because you got to sort that girl out on Tinder and then all that crap.
All that shit, the Tinder. But we wanted to, and we always had these discussions. Should we? And then certain people said that but we're here to make music and not to make videos and but it has to be like this, and if we do how do we come across, and we should do this more, but if we tape, are you gonna be the one guy that tapes, and then we can't cut it, and who's gonna cut it, and all this shit, and
just stupid.
Germans,
really stupid. We
just stupid.
Big opportunity to document our story. It's like the journey from not being able to play one cover to being able to record and write songs. Like, we don't have that. And it's like, right now we just, we are able to play a lot of stuff and write things. So
I mean, we even built a rehearsal room in the time. With the,
built one.
You know,
and I think I saw that, didn't I? Did I see that?
That's possible, yeah. We at the end we made 1 or 2 videos after a year. It's like, oh, we recorded. It's like,
yeah, I did the guitar playthrough videos. Then they were there, but because it was like, fuck, what do I do now?
Yeah.
You can see me noodling, or you could see me rehearsing and fucking up a whole lot of Gods of Eden parts, or you know, the boys hanging out talking shit.
But it's more. I think it's more interesting to people than the band itself thinks. But I mean, you got to do it right. If you just Facebook Live in front of the gig and just stand around, that's not really interesting. But even if you just have like, I don't know, I checked out your channel, for example. Even if you just have like 600 subs on your channel, that's 600 people. You can reach them. You know, you can reach them. And trust me, like we started with 50 subs or so when we decided to push YouTube a bit more. And now there's much more people watching this, and they're watching it regularly. It's not a huge number, but you got to start somewhere. I mean,
it's quality of engagement too that you're after.
Yes.
It's not really.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're a band, so it's not really you know, the 12-year-old sister of a friend that would watch us because we're so cool. But it's more like you know, other bands or other hot moms or something. But you know, fans that are really into smaller bands, and there is people that are looking for underground bands that are really interested in it. There's channels about that as well. So why not do it as a musician as well? Because there's people just fucking they're fucking discussing what beer do you drink at metal festivals, or this is a Viking metal album you should definitely listen to, and there's like 10,000 views. And so, you know, why not be part of that? You know, not to just grab some money or whatever, but it's a good way to present your band, and because it is so hard to present it. And if you just, you know, if your idea is to create a flyer, and that's basically it, and give away your CDs for free or whatever, that's just not enough nowadays, I don't think.
Yeah, good luck with that, eh? Yeah.
But I think that wraps it up pretty well with the YouTube YouTube stuff. Glad we agree on that. I mean, maybe you guys can you can talk to us about, we can negotiate a price. we can handle that for you.
I think next tour.
Yeah, but
I think it'll all be blurry and out of focus. I think it is. Yeah, I think the last Rock am Ring I remember Coheed in Cambria, and then that Russian lady gave me vodka or something. Yeah,
wow, two bands from Rock am Ring is all you remember.
Stone Sour and yeah. Okay. Because I think we were having a bit too much laugh at Lewis and his
oh yeah, he had a girl there, man.
Yeah,
I remember that.
There's an upsized girl.
She was a little bit larger.
Well, all right.
Well, anyway, I think that wraps it up for the first episode. Yeah. We don't want to stretch it out too much, but I think it's a decent length, like our dicks. So I would say that we wrap it up here and call it a day. And but definitely we can invite you guys back. I think maybe
in person,
if you guys are up.
or
yeah, maybe in person if you come to Germany.
That would be cool. Yeah. Next time you're here, we're going to film your whole tour and
we'll just film it. You know, you pay us in beer, and then it's good. All right. So
I'll pay you in hugs and kisses.
No, thanks.
Nice.
I don't want that.
I'm in.
All right. So yeah, to anyone listening, watching, thank you very much for tuning in to the first podcast. Much appreciated. And this one has been Gods of Eden, hosted by Etecc. And I hope you got some insight in how bands from Australia do things and what they think about the metal scene. Yeah, and if you like to check those guys out, then just type in Gods of Eden on Facebook, Bandcamp. You can buy stuff there, iTunes, SoundCloud, everywhere. And we'll probably put some type of link in the description.
We're going to put the info in the info on the show notes, and also going to write a little like kind of article about the whole thing with like a short summary of the topics we talked about.
Exactly. So just if you have constructive feedback, just put it in the comments. You know how the platform YouTube works. I think in 2017. Sorry for the little bit of sound issues there, but Australia is hard to reach, and they have to pass the mic, and we figured it out pretty well. I think Skype was totally shit quality, so fuck you, Skype, improve. And so Discord was the savior. So Gods of Eden, thank you very much, Sean, Ian, for
thanks, man.
stopping by.
Sean, Ian, thank
you.
Yeah,
no worries, man.
Sean and Ian.
Any last words? Any?
No, I just want to say thank you guys, and to anyone listening, I guess we've got no choice but to start pumping that YouTube channel, eh?
Yeah.
Right. So surf over to their YouTube channel as well. And I'd say that wraps it up. Thank you very much for tuning in. This has been the first episode, and we shall see you next time. Goodbye.
All right.
Beer time.
Take it easy, guys.
Time for beer.
Ciao.
Welcome to our ending card. This has been a Noisebird Media and Etecc production. If you like our stuff, why don't you subscribe to our channel? That would make us very, very happy. Don't forget to like and review. Use the comments to give us constructive feedback, which is always appreciated. If you liked the video, rate it thumbs up. If you didn't like it, rate it a thumbs down. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.